Savaged.
Alrighty, guys, welcome to Savaged Unfiltered, guys. Welcome. As you can hear in my voice, I'm a little tired. Did a little couple of projects here, broadcasting here in South Florida, Miami. Not too far from South Beach. Matter of fact, we're about like maybe 2 blocks from South Beach. Really nice area, beautiful area. Did some work here for a production company here for a movie set. Obviously, folks that do follow me here on Rumble or the audio digital platforms, I can only say so much due to contract issues. Excuse me. So, guys, without further ado, before I kick us off the show here with Joseph and I want to touch on something here, which I'm going to bring into the show somewhere around the show with a Twitter space last night. It was an unexpected Twitter space that my good friend Soslin was running last night, and it was Soslin's first space. I want to get into that We'll probably do that in the beginning of the show because I want to make sure I get this out because it's important stuff, guys. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back, guys. Savage Unfiltered. Got a lot to talk about today.
This program contains subject matter and language that may be disturbing to some viewers. Viewer discretion is advised.
There we go again. More technical problems. We live in the 21st century.
Savaged Unfiltered.
Not only should we not be employed, but we gave $30 billion. Did you know we gave $30 billion?
Where the hell is Sauce? He's lost the Twitter.
Your host, Michael Gordon. Like a Hellcat.
Yeah, welcome, guys. Welcome. I'm going to try my best to carry this show. Oh, boy. The coffee didn't do it, so hopefully the water's going to do it, guys, because I had 2 cups. I might need a third. But been up since 4 o'clock this morning, Joseph, with this movie shoot here. I was worried that I wasn't going to be able to get back to the hotel here. But, obviously I am in a hotel, guys. Yes, I have a collapsible wall behind me. I did that for a reason. I wanted to have my traditional checkered board, backdrop, because I didn't want to have anything shown in the hotel because, Joseph, it's, they'd be like, oh, yeah, you show at our hotel and you didn't have permission, you know how they get. So,
yeah, that's why in my book, I had to create the pyramid fictional, casino in Lachlan, because if I talked about the Luxor, I could get sued, right? And two things before we get started. It's really windy here in Detroit, and we're going to talk about objects in the sky. Hopefully, I won't be one of them objects in the sky. Hopefully, the wind won't pick up the house and me, and we land up in Oz. Although Glenda the Good Witch was kind of cute.
Dorothy or something.
Glenda the Good Witch is kind of cute, though. Maybe I could get a date with her. And the other thing is, as promised, here's the man, the myth, the legend shirt to piss off the Clueless Nation crowd. And, of course, my Christian friends know I'm wearing this ironically. I don't think I'm all that. The only person who can wear this unironically or something like it would be Jesus, right?
Hey, amen to that. Amen to that. That's Joseph. I have to say that's a Joseph Leonard exclusive right there, guys, with the T-shirt. Love it. How long have you had that T-shirt, Joseph?
A couple of years. I bought it after the book because, again, being involved in politics, I have my haters. I've been getting death threats for years. So yeah, the cancel crowd. I bought it to piss people off. If they're gonna get mad, I may as well give them some additional things to be, triggered about.
Yeah. I'm in leftist heaven right now here in Miami. There's a section of Miami here, guys, where there's so many leftists. If you go 2 blocks down the road over to South Beach, which is very, very close to the hotel we're staying at, it seems to be conservative heaven. So it's a mix of both worlds. So
Yeah.
but yeah, guys, we got a good show. We're gonna kick it off here. I wanna say thank you to Soslin. We're gonna plug an audio clip in here. I haven't had time to put the graphics in, so bear with me, guys. It's going to be kind of like a rough cut of a Twitter space. I'll bring that into the show probably in the middle of it. It got heated, Joseph. It got heated. It was Sauce's first Twitter space that he had, and he was nervous about it. And he says, you think this is going to go off well? How many people do you think we're going to have in the room? I said, well, it's your first space. Don't expect a high turnout. So he, to be honest with you, Joseph, he had a huge turnout on the space last night. At first, it was just me and him. Obviously, I was co-hosting for him because I didn't know how he was going to accept or expect the tension, because there's always tension in those spaces. I don't know if you've ever been in any of those spaces, but you always have a leftist guy or a troll coming in sooner or later. And we had that troll, and I'm going to get into that in the middle of the show, guys, with the segment we're talking about with the objects in the sky, we're going to call today's episode, because Joey doesn't know where to start with the objects in the sky. But Joseph, what's your views on Sauce's space here? Because I want to kind of touch on that for a little bit.
Yeah, I keep telling you guys to avoid Twitter because it's still snowflake infested, and the left-wing trolls, the clueless nation especially, I got it out for us, so they're going to look to invade the space and say a lot of stupid shit devoid of reality.
Yeah.
And and I got a name for his Twitter space. Remember the old Lost in Space TV series? Sauce, Lost in Twitter Space.
Yeah. Well, he wasn't lost in Twitter space last night, guys. He handled it very well. I was expecting him to have me carry the show as more of more as a host than a co-host, Joseph, because he was nervous. His room blew up. He had up to it was like 200 people in his freaking room last night. And most of it was all his following, a little bit of my following, some new people coming in. And we got into some really, really good stuff, guys. Really, really good stuff. Besides that damn leftist that came in. And Joseph, listen to this. This leftist came in, which I'm going to plug probably about another 5-6 minutes. I'll wait for you to talk because it's going to have to come off of my end because it's on my cell phone. I'll plug it in as an audio. But this guy was saying last night that the majority of black people are looked as Democrats. On paper, they should be Democrats and only looked as Democrats. They should vote for Democrats and not Republicans. And I tore him a new you-know-what, Joseph. I told him, I said, listen, buddy, I have about almost 60 black friends scattered all over the United States as friends, okay? Some of them I went to school with. Some of them I met along the way, podcasting, all that. Terrestrial radio back in the day, movie sets, all that stuff. Okay. They're Republicans. They vote every election as a Republican. So don't give me that fucking mainstream media spin because it was garbage, Joseph. Garbage.
Yeah, no, on paper, because of the Democrat and KKK, the Democrat slave plantation, and the Democrat Party still, as Candace Owens says, it's just a new plantation. It's just a new form of slavery. Most blacks I know and meet are conservative because they fight back against the separation of the family. They are pro-family. They are conservative in their values because why? The Democrat plantation owners try to keep them apart and break up the family. The only time they wanted them together was to breed more slaves. So, once again, it's left-wing loonyism devoid of reality. Now, unfortunately, in the 1960s, due to economic reasons, No, it wasn't some great party switch myth garbage, but they'd like to say it was even Roosevelt in the 30s, but really it was mostly the economics of the 60s and the automotive boom that shifted a lot of blacks into unions and therefore work, the worker union, the UAW, and therefore toward the Democrat Party. But their values generally are conservative, unless if you're one of them black lying Marxist morons or Antifa clowns.
Yeah. But he actually,
who don't know that Abraham Lincoln was a fucking Republican, the first Republican president. And Abraham Lincoln, remember 20 acres and a mule, we Republicans, the abolitionists, wanted to give the slaves reparations when it made sense, when it mattered. Actually give actual free slaves land from actual Democrat plantation owners, 20 acres and a mule, so you had something of value to work and become your own man, so to speak, productive and able to make your own living. The Democrats, of course, assassinated Lincoln over that, and his vice president, it was a unity ticket. Johnson was a Democrat, a pro-slavery guy, and he reversed the reparations policy. So spare us the reparations bullshit today when you assassinated the fucking president that offered them in the proper fashion at the proper time it was due.
Yeah, I agree with I agree what you're saying. But this guy, and like I said, guys, I'll bring it up. I'll try to bring it up as I can. Multitasking here with Shaky, and like I said, this is not normally our set here. We're at the hotel here in South Florida in Miami, but this guy Joseph literally was just spitting stupid shit, and I let him. I was respectful, and Sauce was to an extent, but we let him speak for almost 2 minutes on this, okay? And then after about the 2 minute, there was a woman, an elderly woman. That's a hardcore conservative Republican. She's been voting Republican, she said, for the last 65 years. An elderly woman, and you know how they get, Sauce. Not Sauce. Joseph. I forgot who the hell I was talking to there for a minute, but you know how they get, Joseph. Where she came in and she says, "No, no, no." I'm like, after I hear in the no, I'm like, wait, is that Joseph? Because that's normally how you say no, 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 right? She said that. I thought I was talking to Joseph there for a minute, but it was an elderly woman. And she was like, no, 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 that's wrong. You're wrong, sir. You're wrong. And he was like, excuse me, can I finish? You're cutting me off. And then I had to step in. And I was like, listen, she's cutting you off because you're lying and you're acting like a jackass in this space. And then she came in and she was like, thank you very much, Savage. Thank you very much. And I was like, hold on, buddy. And I was like, listen, if you're going to come in this space, talk intelligently and state facts. You're not stating facts. You're stating garbage. You're stating stuff. You know what you sound like? I said, you sound like a person from CNN or MSNBC. You're indoctrinated by the mainstream media. It's so sad that the mainstream media has indoctrinated your brain and you're brainwashed and manipulated because everything you're saying would be coming off of a journalist or an anchor from that network. I said, that's terrible.
Two things. First, you were right. That was actually me. I was playing a snowflake and identifying as an elderly woman.
Oh, were you? Oh, God, Joseph.
Tweaking the left again, of course. And let me tweak them again. Facts matter. History matters. And we actually read, and my book is a historical fiction book, deals in actual history, not Howard Zinn garbage, propaganda, rewriting, warping, twisting history like you morons tearing down statues.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree what you're saying. I agree what you're saying. And Joseph, I just want to let you know, guys, we have a fella coming into our space here. I started a space about 2 minutes ago here. It's not going to go long, guys. I have to make some room for a segment. I did promise a segment that I would pitch into this idiot that was on Sauce's show, because you need to hear this garbage. It's complete garbage. We're going to pitch that in somewhere in the middle of the show. Okay. But I do want to thank people that are coming into the space. I see a couple people. Thank you very much. I'll give you a mic if you want a mic. But if you're hearing us on Twitter Spaces, guys, this is myself. Joseph, you can't hear it because obviously I'm wearing a headpiece here, and the connection, the technology doesn't come into the broadcast, so I do apologize. No, it's not a headpiece like I have like something wrong with my head. It's an earpiece. I have to put that out there because you know how they get, Joseph. So.
Yep. Absolutely.
Should speak as one for reassurance. I'm not sure that's reassurance, right? Especially if you're mocking people for having concerns. They're the ones who said that the Chinese spy flight was not a problem. Then they shot it down. Then all of a sudden they're shooting things out of the sky and they don't give an explanation for it. And Jesse, there was a pretty bad inflation report today. So between that and the balloon, now they maybe have the president stay home, like in the East Wing for a month.
Well, first, this is not the Babylon Bee. This is a Joe original. I've been sharing this on social media ever since the balloon thing. Pixar Studios announced that the live-action version of Up 2, for those of you that remember the movie, filming has been suspended because Biden shot down Doug the dog.
Oh, my. Oh, okay. I was like, what? The way Joseph said that, I thought it was like, man, he sounds serious there for a minute. Holy shit, I'm sounding like a liberal little leftist. Like, oh my God, Joseph is right. Joe Biden shot a dog down from the sky. Yeah.
Open the show with a little fun, like I like to do when I can. What's your nickname for me?
Joseph is Joseph the Joke Man Leonard.
Yep. Amen, brother. Shit is so serious. We have to maintain a sense of humor. And mocking Biden in this case, and you've got to. I mean, if we didn't laugh, we'd be curled up in the corner in a ball in a fetal position, crying all the time. Even my book, Terror Strikes, coming soon to a city near you. And again, thank you, Mike and Shaky, for reworking the background. Everything fits in there now.
It looks beautiful. It looks really beautiful, man, with the with the Joseph M. Leonard. We had to fix the Leonard in the back. It was all warped. I mean, it looked like it was terrible. But you know, it says available at Amazon now, and it has your 2 books. It looks really good. Looks like we have Sash joining us here momentarily.
But as I was starting to say, even in my book about terrorism, and it's not just about terrorism, that's just the main thread that drives the story. That's about a lot of things, including family values. There's a comic relief chapter where I make the same very point. Shit is so serious. Even in a book about terrorism, you've got to take a break to smell the roses, as they say, right?
Yeah. You know, you have to smell the roses. You have to wake up. Like I was talking about, Joseph, I do apologize. I'm going back and forth with this Twitter space with you, with Sauce last night, with this liberal idiot that we had on the space. I'm going to talk about that, guys. I'm going to talk about the objects in the sky. It's going to be one of those shows, one of those like mixed blend shows. But this we have to get out because this is the shit that we're fighting for in this nation. The stuff, the rhetoric last night on this space last night from this idiot. I mean, everybody, I think Sauce included, he was like, thank you, Michael, for getting rid of this jackass on the show. He was spinning some stupid shit, Joseph. Really stupid stuff.
We get it every time you do a Twitter space. There's a liberal snowflake trolls still infest Twitter all over, despite the fact that they were all whining and crying. Oh my God, Eli's going to ruin Twitter. I'm leaving Twitter. Just like when they said, if Trump gets elected, I'm leaving the country. You're all a bunch of fucking lying, hypocrite, bastard buffoons. Leave the fucking country already, like you promised.
God.
Leave Twitter. Get the fuck out.
Joseph, has Layla London rubbed too much off of you the other day when we had her on the show? Sauce, I'm going to get Sauce in here because he just joined about 2 minutes ago, and I don't want to leave him hanging in the green room. But, I mean, Sauce, before I get you in here, buddy, I know you're listening, but we had Layla London on here, and I thought Joseph was going to give me, like, shit for it. You son of a bitch. I told you I don't want to be on a show with a porn star. But, I mean... You know, she rubbed a little bit off you, Joseph, because you've been very comfortable the last 2 shows we had. You've been comfortable with Dr. Bob yesterday when we did that third set with Dr. Bob, which I thought was hilarious, man. We had the cartoon character with Dr. Bob. It was hilarious. I'm getting a lot of good feedback for that show, by the way. They're like, how the hell did he turn into a cartoon? I was like, it's magical, like Hollywood, you know?
Yeah, and like I said on that show, I am a straight white male Christian, pretty, you might say, prudish in my personal life and in the bedroom, but that doesn't mean I can't have fun and joke and laugh and regarding our subject today, objects in the sky, as opposed to Layla, who wanted to focus on the object in our pants. But,
oh God, Joseph! Jesus Christ! Before we
these are jokes, people. These are jokes. Lighten up.
Yeah. Before we get Sauce here in the panel, this is relating to some of what the reactions of what you would normally get from the leftist fascocrats, guys. These are reactions that Shaky and I clip out of comments, whether they're on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. All over the place, guys, even including some private blogs that I'm a part of, guys. Check this out, some reactions here.
Savaged, unfiltered.
So those are going to be some we're going to try to get as much reactions plugged into the show as possible to show you just how stupid some of these people are. Now, not all of them. You notice the second one was pretty reasonable, right? From Hello World actually said thank you for coming on the show, so I had to plug that in. So that was pretty nice. And then you had the first one from Clueless Nation saying, "Oh, you're wrong, Michael. You spit and spin." It's like a fucking male version of Whoopi, right? Or Joy.
Let me really reiterate.
Real quick, Joseph, because I want to bring Sauce in. Yeah, because he's waiting.
He said this on the show, one of the shows the other day. Like Dennis PragerU says, there's a difference between a classical liberal like a Brandon Strock, gay man that founded Walkaway. You can reach a classical liberal. They still have somewhat of a functioning brain, like an Alan Dershowitz or a David Horowitz too. And Blair White, the trans woman in the Tom McDonald Snowflake video. She's part of the walkaway movement too. They were former classical liberals who red-pilled and woke up versus a leftist, loon, fanatic, snowflake, devoid of reality, live in a delusion. You cannot reach a leftist. There's a difference between a classical liberal and a leftist. It's important to make that distinction because, again, we are Christian conservatives. We believe in individualism, content of one's character, not collectivism and identity politics, lumping everybody of one group must think a certain way, bullshit like the left.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Joseph, real quick, buddy, before we get Sauce in here. So what do you think is going on with the with these objects in the sky? Do you think they're UFOs, or do you think they're actual satellites, spy satellites from possibly China or Russia or Ukraine?
Well, personally, my position is I think it's a combination of all of the above. I've said it over and over, right? A Christian, I'm talking to my fellow Christians here who want to say there cannot be any such thing as alien life. Genesis does not say God created life on earth and only on earth created life God. It doesn't say that anywhere. And how do you address the Nephilim, right? Or Ezekiel or Enoch? Of course, a lot of Christian sects conveniently try to leave that all out of their Bible. It's part of the overall context. We are but children on this planet. God didn't owe it to us to tell us everything. Yeah. And I hope one day when I go, God will indulge me in a conversation about life on other planets that he created. Now, angels, by definition, existed before Adam and Eve. They were non-human. They are therefore, de facto, by definition, extraterrestrial. Non-terrestrial. They existed before the earth was created. So are there extraterrestrials? Yes. By definition, an angel alone is extraterrestrial in nature.
Oh, yeah, sure. Yeah, sure. Guys, before we bring Sauce into the comments here in the conversation, just want to let you know, by the way, thank you very much, Tim Holmes, joining us here on Twitter Spaces. Buddy, we're also broadcasting here in the regular studio here for Savage Unfiltered. So I'll try to plug you into the microphone. I know sometimes the audio doesn't pick up. So hopefully we can get you in here, buddy. So if you want to join the conversation, pal, by all means, you can join the conversation. If you have something to say, I can bring my cell phone up to the microphone so that way, Joseph and Sas can hear you here as we're broadcasting here. Sas, what do you have to say on the conversation? By all means, thank you very much. I know Sas has been doing some other side stuff. He said he was going to be a little busy today, but thank you for the commitment for Savage Unfiltered. So the floor is yours, buddy.
So I want to tell you, I want to come breaking news with you. This is coming actually in Madison, Wisconsin. This is called Jones Library Tea Party. Okay, look at the age category. This just came in. Okay, so it's in Woodbury Room. Okay, in Madison, Wisconsin. All right, look at the ages. It's a complete drag show. Ages from 4 to 9 years old. Okay,
that's disgusting, Sauce.
Are you seeing
hold
it?
That thought. Yeah, hold that thought. I do have to elaborate to the people in Twitter Spaces so they don't think I'm like talking to myself here. Guys, I'm in a broadcast here in my regular network that I broadcast here through StreamYard. So if you don't hear the other people, it's not that I'm a schizo or nothing like that. I'm not talking to myself. I'm actually talking to two individuals. So okay, Tim left. He thought I was talking to myself. It's okay. I was trying to get that out on Twitter Spaces so they understand this because I'm wearing an earpiece here. And they can't hear, obviously, because it's being muted on their end and not my end, right? Mm-hmm. So it's too, yeah. Go ahead, Sas. I wanted to bring that out to them.
No, you're good. So it states this, okay? Join the staff of the kids' room and drag queen, whatever her name is, Smalls, for a special story time and tea party to celebrate being yourself and feeling fancy. This event is for kids between ages 4 and 9 and their grown-up guests. To register and learn more, send us an email at kids@joneslibrary.org. I mean, isn't this, like, look at the picture. Okay, ages 4 to 9. What is the problem with that? It's this coming Saturday.
It's indoctrinating children. That's what's wrong with it, Sas.
I mean,
that's what's wrong with it. You're indoctrinating a child. That's why. You're putting out an advertisement with a star and a drag queen and this and that, and a little kid sees that, and they're like, you know what they see, Sauce? They see a cartoon. They think it's okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I think there's major issues with that.
No, that is exactly right. It is cartoonish. People, well, one, yes, we all know Michael has voices in his head, but no, that's not the case of what's going on today. Couldn't resist, Michael. Just so all in good fun again. But
Joseph, it reminds me of that. I have voices in my head. I'll plug in a WWE wrestler hat tip to Randy Orton there, right? I have voices in my head. They tell me what to do. You guys got to listen to that theme because it that's what it reminded me of. But go ahead, Joseph.
Yeah, there's a Cheap Trick song called Voices, too. Very good tune. I love it. One of their older ones. But Sauce is right about that picture. And folks, if you haven't heard the episode with trans woman LaVon DuPont, you must listen and watch or whatever. We make the distinction, and she agrees, as a trans woman. She dresses like an actual woman wearing actual woman makeup. You look at that drag queen story hour tranny clown freak dressed like a clown with clown makeup, not dressed like a woman. There's a difference between some in the LGBT community that just want a degree of respect and tolerance versus these gaytivists engaging in gaytivism. I coined those terms years ago, and LaVon agrees. There's a difference. You can't paint with a broad brush. They're not all the same.
Yeah, you can't paint it, guys. One second, Joseph. I didn't mean to cut you off. Jakey telling me 27 minutes. We got a break here real quick, guys. We'll be right back with Savage Unfiltered, Joseph, Sas. Just about a full panel. Be right back, guys.
I think you're going to like your new nose, Miss Hastings. And cut.
I'm Steve Martin. As an actor, it's my job to make people believe that what they're seeing is real. Hey. Hey! That the frustration is real. Man, I'm hungry. Oh, the disappointment is real. 1, 2, 3, 4. Winner! Eat it, Kyle. You're all losers. That the joy is real, but it's not real. It's acting. Wow! That's fantastic! Or was I just acting? Only way to find out is to try it yourself.
I'm Marco Rubio, and I approved this message.
Val Demings. She'd be Florida's most liberal senator ever. Demings votes with Pelosi 100%. She supports amnesty and gave stimulus checks to illegal immigrants, supports taxpayer-funded abortion until the moment of birth. Demings even voted to allow transgender youth sports and teach children radical gender identity without parental consent. Val Demings. She's not just liberal, she's dangerously radical.
Savaged Unfiltered.
All right, nice. Water, doing good. All right.
And of course, be sure to get some M&Ms to go with that Pepsi. And I love that Pepsi ad. The Pepsi
all
ad,
those damn M&Ms, Joseph. I have 4 boxes. I'll send you one. Really.
And the Pepsi ads and the Rockstar ads with Ozzy Osbourne, Paul Stanley, Joan Jett, and Billy Idol, to me, were the only 2 memorable ones that I even still remember after the Super Bowl now. The rest were garbage.
Well, the Steve Martin, the Pepsi, and then the Republican committee ad that the state of Florida sent us, they allowed us one more time to pitch in that. So that was really good stuff.
Joseph.
Yeah.
Joseph. Okay, I want you to get your thoughts. What were your thoughts on the halftime show? I thought it was absolutely disgusting.
I used my DVR to record the game. So I didn't bother to start watching until an hour into it. Mm-hmm. I skipped over the Black Line Marxist anthem bullshit.
That was degrading.
Yeah, I skipped over the halftime show because I knew it would be a bunch of garbage and the usual women wandering around twerking. The only reason Rihanna wasn't up there twerking is because she was pregnant again. So I heard about it, but no, I didn't watch it. Didn't care to watch it. Knew it would be garbage. That's why I recorded it so I could use the DVR skip button to go past all that shit.
Yep. Well, because, one thing that bothers me is that they played the Black National Anthem. I thought we're America. I thought we were America, so we stand for one. Now we're two Americas. I mean, why couldn't they play the Russian National Anthem? Why couldn't they play any of that? Because what the sad part is? I'm noticing the National Anthem and as well as the Pledge of Allegiance is that the Pledge of Allegiance is no longer said in our schools. So what we're going to do is next week, we are going to go or in the next couple of weeks, we're going to go to a school board meeting, whether they like it or not, and we're going to state the Pledge of Allegiance. And if they want to make a big fuss about it, I'll just state, you know what? How dare you guys, don't stand up and respect our men and women that have died for this country and immigrants that come to this country and are like so patriotic that they're willing to do anything. And all you guys are going to do is you guys are going to show your hatred and towards this nation. It's absolutely unacceptable. If you don't like this country, go back to Russia. Go back to Ukraine.
Hey, Sas, I think Joseph has to chime in with the Rihanna comment.
Yeah.
Ahead,
sorry about that. Sorry.
Oh, no
you're
problem.
Good.
I was waiting until you were done. Couple things. It's the Black Line Marxist anthem. Yeah. It's not every black person's anthem. I know plenty of black people were disgusted by that. And regarding Rihanna, hey, she's pretty talented. She's got some good stuff. That Umbrella tune, very catchy, pretty clever, all right. But, she was floating above the stadium. It's a good thing Biden didn't shoot her down.
Yeah, that's funny. Well, and the whole thing is that, so just coming in, breaking in. So the individual that came in at the Buffalo Market shooting and stuff, he's been sentenced life in prison without parole. That just came in through my feed. So you heard that right. The individual that killed 10 black people in Buffalo, New York, the verdict came through and he was no longer going to be seen any daylight out at all.
Oh, and since we're talking about shootings now, there was a shooting
in Michigan. Yes. What are your thoughts? Yes. What are your thoughts on that?
The Michigan State campus. Are you hearing that the shooter was a black guy? Oh my God, we can't have that on the airwaves.
For God's sakes, Joseph, right?
Yeah.
For God's sakes.
Oh my. It disrupts the leftist snowflake
Joseph,
narrative.
This goes back to the idiot we had on Sauce's Space last night. Remember, Sauce?
Yes, I do.
90% of black people are Democrats. They should be Democrats. I'm like,
that's totally false. That is, and I just want to tell you, Joseph, we did my first MySpace on Twitter. It was a huge success. And I had a co-host with Michael Gardner, and tonight we're going to be back on. So, no, it was interesting because they had, with the discussions that were brought up and stuff, I was completely blown away by some of the things that were discussed. For instance, not all black people are Democrats, number one. Okay. Number two, all right, what is this QAnon garbage? Like, do you believe in this QAnon? There must have been we talked at least for a good 30 minutes about QAnon. What are your thoughts on that, Michael?
That guy, hold on, Joseph. That guy or somebody was chiming in. I forgot who it was.
Brian?
Was it Brian Sauce?
We
had a lot of people in the room. I was trying to remember their names, or their handles. Brian, right? It was Brian. Hello, Brian, right?
He messaged me, by the way. He messaged me on Twitter saying that is your co-host going to be on. So it's funny because I'm looking at my phone. He's like, "Hey, is your co-host going to be on? Is your co-host hosting tonight and stuff?" I'm like,
Heather over there in Twitter was appreciating the producer skills that I was bringing into this.
We did a good job.
Yeah,
we did a good job.
Yeah.
But, okay.
I had to, Sauce, hold on. I had to hold the tension, buddy, because that guy was trying to close your space down. You know what I mean by that, right?
Yeah.
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 I think Joseph has something to talk about. Go ahead, Joseph.
Yeah, the trolls try to intrude, and they'll try to say outrageous things, to get Twitter to then shut it down. Couple things. Yeah, regarding blacks. Again, that's why Candace Owens, to go back to what we were saying, a classical liberal who red pilled, not a leftist, classical red liberal who founded Blexit. That's why more and more and more higher percentage of blacks are moving back, and I say back appropriately, to the Republican Party.
Yeah.
The Republican Party is the abolitionist party, the party that freed the slaves, the first black elected to the House, Republican, the first black
and
elected
they're
to the
attacking
Senate.
her, Joseph. They're attacking Candace Owens like left and right.
Yeah,
because they're calling her a traitor of the black community.
Yeah, but the first blacks elected to office were all Republican, of course, because we were the party that freed the slaves and the abolitionist party. But to Q and Alex Jones, there are, they say some right things, but there are also people who believe they are controlled opposition. They are there to purposefully say additional outlandish things devoid of any reality.
Alex Jones,
everything that's labeled conspiracy gets dismissed.
Yeah, Alex Jones, he still has a great platform. He really does. I think it's just a network that's trying to bury Alex Jones. That InfoWars, Joseph, that's been around for a long, long time, buddy.
Yeah.
I know it's been around since the early 2000s, and I think, going back to 95, right? InfoWars?
Yeah, but like a stop clock, they're right every once in a while. Not everything that's labeled conspiracy theory is untrue. It can be conspiracy fact. We have RICO laws and conspiracy laws on the books for this very reason. But a lot of people accuse them of being paid controlled opposition, so that things like the Hunter Biden laptop that get labeled conspiracy that are fact also get lumped in with a lot of the other garbage that has no
Joseph, we were talking about last night on Sas's space, and I'm sorry, Sas, I'm throwing this in, Joseph, too, but it has a lot to talk about what we're talking about today with the objects in the sky and all this distraction, because that's what I said even on Sas's panel last night. It's a distraction. We're seeing distraction after distraction after distraction. We just seen Ohio, right? Ohio, they had a huge explosion. Yeah,
it's called the Ohio Chernobyl, and you have and then you have breastfeeding boy. What's his name? Oh, breastfeeding boy Buttigieg, who's too busy breastfeeding, turns a blind eye and doesn't want to do anything. And then what does Biden tell? Oh, the water's all good to drink. It's all good. He's trying to kill everybody. That's what he's trying to do.
Yeah.
Hold that thought, Joseph. I got a thing here for Sas's space here. If you don't mind, Sas, I took a snip from here at my phone here. Gotta love people that have tech savvy skills like myself and Shaky. But we got this in here, guys. We'll plug this in, and then I'll get some reactions from Joseph. Just a little bit. Remember, Joseph, I said I'm going to try in the middle of the show. I actually have the recording here. I'm not going to play the whole recording because the recording is like an hour and 56-minute panel as Sauce did last night, almost 2-hour fucking space. But yeah, check this out, guys.
And politics and just color of our skin, ethnicity, whatever you fucking name it. Now they're going to do a national anthem for African Americans and white people separately.
Yeah, you can hear it. It's going in between the speakers here.
The United States.
There's pauses because of the speakers, though. But yeah.
Yeah. Well, and he's right. And two.
Yeah, I thought so.
I am
on that, JC.
Yeah, we haven't been in the United States in a long time. Our country's been so divided for years. Probably since about 68 is when they started hammering it home hard when King got killed. When the division started back up.
Who were the
slave holders? I don't mean to butt in, but like to literally.
Yeah, I put it on a pause here. Go ahead, Joseph. I'm trying to find this. I'm trying to find the segment where the guy comes in, the leftist liberal. I think it's about almost 2 minutes into it. So you'll see
while
me.
You're looking, again, facts matter, history matters. Who were the slaveholders? Democrats. Who started the KKK? Democrats. Who engaged in segregation and enacted the Jim Crow laws? The Democrats. And the big party switch is bullshit. Strom Thurmond is all you got. Dinesh D'Souza, in many of his movies, debunk that myth. He puts up all the Southern elected Democrats in a chart and then turns them from blue to red. It's less than 1%. It's bullshit. The left and the Democrat Party are still the racist party. And I forgot where I was going to go with this, but
I actually found this the section where this guy does come in. Not plugging in his whole name, but Big Ten. Sausage knows who that is. Big Ten there. Sausage, if it's okay with you, I know it's my show and everything.
No,
I want to plug it in because it's relevant information, buddy.
I think
this is. Yeah, go ahead, Sauce.
No, I think it is relevant. Well, and guess what? Okay, guess what today we're doing this afternoon, okay? We are taking a full day, and we have to talk about the Black oppression that's happening in America. So we have to take at least 2.5 hours, mandatory class, and talk about the history of Black Lives Matter and celebrate a whole day with it. Isn't that
bullshit?
And that is our college. I'm absolutely, it's going to happen at 12. I'm absolutely outraged.
Can't you voice out on that?
It's for a grade. See, that's where they get you. It's for a grade.
Yeah. And I remember where I was going before my train derailed. And speaking of the train derailment, people like Mike, who've read my book, Terror Strikes Coming Soon to a City Near You, know from my Tulsa chapter, something like that was coming, whether it be accident or terrorist invoked. You knew it was coming because my Tulsa chapter outlined it. But the black thing, this DIE shit, diversity, inclusion, and equity. There's no other diverse nation on the planet like the United States of immigrants and the melting pot. They're not for inclusion. No. They don't want the melting pot. And the equity thing, of course, is all black-lying Marxist bullshit. It's about equal opportunity, not equity of outcomes.
It is bullshit, guys. We got about another 15 minutes before we close it out, guys. But I got to get another break.
We kind of gotten off topic here.
No, it's all in the same topic, though.
It's relevant, though. It's relevant. No, and the whole thing is that it's relevant because people are not talking about it because they rather tiptoe and say, oh, well, I don't want to offend the people. No, it's relevant. And you see that happening in our own conservative movement where you don't have Moscow Mitch, you don't have Kevin McCarthy, you don't have Fox News talking about what we're talking about because they don't want to hurt the other side. You know what? I tell you, if it offends you, well, good. That means you're learning something. That means you have a conviction going on. And I'm sorry, well, I don't apologize for the stances because we are fighting for this country. And like Michael and I and all three of us have said before, it is up to us. We can no longer sit on the sideline and just watch people steam roll over us. Yeah. It is time to fight. And that's what we're doing. Too bad. And if you don't like it, you don't have to listen to this podcast.
And we are engaging in historical fact.
Yep.
The way things actually existed, not this leftist, black-lying Marxist Howard Zinn attempting to distort history by tearing down Abraham Lincoln statues, the guy who freed the slaves and offered reparations when it made sense. That's why the Democrat plantation owners killed him. A real conspiracy that happened,
Yep.
And we deal in truth and facts, and the left cannot. They have to distort, deflect, distract,
Hold that thought, Joseph. We got
the language to mean something else.
Yeah, hold that thought, Joseph. I got to get a break in, guys. I'm going to come back after the break. You're gonna hear a full panel on Sauce's space, full of. There was more conservatives in this panel.
It was awesome.
With the exception of a troll, guys. You're going to hear this right after this. Be right back.
Film Degrees at Full Sail University puts the tools in your hands to develop your artistic vision and become a creative storyteller. In our film program, you'll gain hands-on experience working with professional equipment as you create films on our Hollywood-style backlot and sound stages, collaborate with a crew, and learn the tools and methods used in the industry. You can develop compelling scripts in our creative writing degree program, or learn to make magic with lights and audio in our show production program. It's all part of the real-world film education at Full Sail University. Learn more at fullsail.edu.
All right, guys, we're going to plug this in here momentarily. Sauce in his panel, a full panel, really full panel. I think I've never seen so many damn conservatives on an audio panel than ever before, guys. Check this out. This is Sauce now talking. Obviously, pay attention. Bear the cell phone here. This, like I said, I have to plug this in. Very relevant information.
For the Black National Anthem. They did not have a flyover for the American National Anthem. And I tweeted out stating, well, how come there wasn't a Russian National Anthem? You know, you want to talk about racism? That is the pinnacle point of racism. I think that was absolutely awful, and that is a perfect way to divide a country and to divide people from not working together.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was going to hit the nail on the head with there. Like, if there wasn't enough division between religion and politics and just color of our skin, ethnicity, whatever you fucking name it. Now they're going to do a national anthem for African Americans and white people separately. I thought we were the United States. The United States.
Yeah, I thought so too. You got a rebuttal on that, JC?
Yeah, we haven't been the United States in a long time. Our country's been so divided for years.
No.
Probably since about 68 is when they started hammering it home hard when King got killed. When the division started back up.
And who killed King? A leftist, a Democrat.
Yeah, hold that thought. Here it is. I found it, guys. Finally found it.
From St. Louis, Missouri.
I think it is here. Bear with me, guys. I'm trying to find it.
Anyway, words, those really wise words. And it's
anyways. I'm gonna pause it here in a little bit here. I'm trying to find it. It's hard to find. It's towards the end of it, but yeah.
Yeah. And again, who filibustered the Civil Rights Act? The Civil Rights Act was a Republican act, just like the 13th, 14th, 15th Amendment, all passed because of Republican support, almost no Democrat support. The Democrats filibustered the Civil Rights Act until Johnson took office, and he told them, you don't have to vote for it, and they didn't vote for it. It took majority Republicans again to pass the Civil Rights Act. But Johnson signed it, and what did he say? I'll have those niggers voting Democrat for the next 200 years. It was all a ploy. It was all a con, all a scam. He said those niggers are getting uppity. That's Johnson's words, not mine. Johnson, President, Democrat, President Johnson. Those niggers are getting uppity. We got to give them just enough to.
I finally found it, Joseph. Jeez, I'm muting my mic because I'm going through the damn cell phone to try to find the audio piece. Here it is, right here. This jackass son of a bitch.
Whoa, Big Ten. You can just stop yourself right there and leave this room.
1 second, Deb. 1 second. I want to. 1 second, please, ma'am. I want to challenge Big Ten on what you just said about.
I'm sorry, I was interrupted. I didn't even get a chance to finish exactly what I was saying. My point is that, statistically speaking, if you were brown or black, there's an 80% chance you vote Democrat. That's just statistically
That's totally
true.
false.
One Democrat.
Whoa, wait.
Consistently Republican.
See, that's the thing. He was trolling because he's trying to
gaslight. No, I will defend him here the way he said it. That it's statistically likely 80% you'll vote Democrat. Not
but that's not the statistics. The statistics aren't. Yeah, go ahead, Sauce.
That's not a statistically correct statement.
But he didn't say that, though. He was stating it as a fact, and he didn't have any resources, and he didn't have any information. He was purposely trying to gaslight everybody, and that's why he gave props to Michael and gave props to Linda, who are very good. And he left the room because he knew he wasn't losing battle. Yeah. He had no right. You can't state that 80%, 90%. No, you have to say about 80 or about 90. And next thing you know, I'm probably going to ask is, what resources do you have? You know, what do you have countermeasure? I know plenty of black people that are very hard Republicans. Alan West. You have William Sears. You also have Ben Carson. The list can go on. You know, it's a whole thing, but at the same time, you have the Democrats pigeoning and keeping this race card going, so we're divided. That's what he was trying to do. He was trying to divide this.
Yeah. I would vote.
Yeah, hold that thought, Joseph. This is what we were talking about last night too, with the whole objects in the sky, the Ohio incident. It also is in connection with race too.
Yeah.
Now
I would vote for Alan West, Tim Scott, who may run this go round, or Ben Carson, so many others. Herman Cain, rest in peace, brother. For president in a heartbeat. And let me surprise and shock people here. Let me agree with Whoopi Goldberg and defend Whoopi Goldberg.
Whoa. Joseph, you drink some of that Flint water or what?
It's about principles, not personalities. When Whoopi said Judaism is not a race, she's right. It's a class. There are black Jews. There are white Jews. There are Jews.
You scared me there for a Joseph.
It is a class of people, not a race. So she's technically right on one point. She's still an anti-Semite. She came at it from an anti-Semitic position, but what she said is technically correct. And when you're right, I'm going to defend you. I've got a piece on the LibertyBeacon.com coming this Saturday about it.
Joseph, you might have a truth or consequence here in your segment here, because we're about to plug Joseph's truth or segment into the show here. I got to plug in a little bit more what this idiot was saying. You might have a truth or a consequence rebuttal against this here. Check this out, guys. You're gonna listen to this here.
May I chime in? Big Ten, may I chime in on this here? The reason why you're hearing this is because this is literally a pitch that's thrown in by media. I'm sorry, buddy. It sounds like, and this is my own personal opinion, so you could take it on any level that you want to take it. Okay. People that think like this they're indoctrinated by the media. Okay. Because this is a media driven tactic on why black people should be Democrats and white people should be Republicans. I personally know about 50 friends of mine, possibly a little bit more. I think it's like 60. Don't quote my math, but I know friends of mine that are black that are Republicans, okay, and they vote Republican every time election comes up. So that's not necessarily true, buddy.
And it's absolutely, you need to, no, it's absolutely true. It's verifiably true that 90, just because you have 60 black friends, that's an anecdotal. That is completely anecdotal. That's, you have 60 friends.
I will defend it. I'll defend it.
What I'm trying to say, sir.
I'll let you finish your point. If you don't mind, I'd like to finish mine. Go ahead. Your point is anecdotal. I want you to go look at voting patterns from the 2020 election, 2016 election, 2012 election.
But sir, why do you feel that a black person should be? Excuse me, sir. Can I have your voice, please? Why do you feel that a black person should be a Democrat and a white person should be a Republican?
Wait a minute. I did not. When did I tell you that I think a black person should be a Democrat? I'm giving
the way you're painting it out to be, sir. You're saying that all black people.
I'm giving you the voting. I'm giving you the voting patterns.
I will defend him. Hey, Big Ten, if you're out there, I'm going to defend you. Hello, do not adjust your equipment. No, this is not Michael Gardner. I am Joseph M. Leonard, and I am hijacking this broadcast momentarily to issue a heartfelt thank you. Thank you to the clueless nation's fascocrats that tune into this show. Thank you. Lies repeated over and over. And with that, let's get on with the show. Yeah.
All right, Joseph. Yeah.
Wow. That was
Go ahead,
awesome.
bud.
Okay.
Truth and consequences. All right. I defended Whoopi on the one statement she made. She's wrong 99.9% of the time. Big Ten, probably wrong 99.9% of the time too, but I will defend him too. Statistically correct. Voting patterns demonstrate blacks mostly vote black. But I mentioned Candace Owens and the Brexit movement earlier.
Yeah.
That pattern is changing. You've all heard the phrase lies, damn lies, and statistics. So you can fudge data and use statistics to lie and distort. Now, Big Ten, again, I'll defend you on that one point, but that's where it ends. I am a conservative. I am about principles, not personalities. When you're right, no matter who says it. If it's right, I'm going to agree with it and defend it. But I'm wanting to talk truth and consequences about the balloons, the subject today. Truth and about history and the consequences, as they say, those who fail to learn it are doomed to repeat it. Balloon bombs. If you've read my book, the balloon thing wouldn't surprise you because you knew the Japanese used balloon bombs during World War II to strike, kill, and destroy things in the United States mainland. A lot of people never learn that history. If you read my book, you know that. And you'd also then know that balloons, China has ICBMs. They don't need to use a balloon to send a bomb or an EMP. But North Korea can.
Joseph, the beginning of the beginning of the conversation with Big Ten was he was getting into stuff where, if you want, Sash, you can recap of this. I'm not attacking Big Ten. I agree with him to an extent, but there was points where he was spilling out some stuff that I didn't agree with.
No,
where even I believe it was Linda. There was somebody else there, an elderly woman that stepped in.
Pam.
Was it Pam? Yeah, Pam.
It was Linda and Pam that stepped in for us because what happened is that. So I found out this whole thing is that it's the words that you say and stuff. If you state certain things, if it gets too out of hand or the subjects get out of context, it messes up the algorithms and it brings in certain people that like bad people to draw in, and then eventually closes the space down. And that's why it was important that we kicked him out because he was screwing up our algorithm. And the cool thing is that we were trending number 2 according to Michael. What were the odds?
We were trending number 2, Sash. You had a lot of people in there. At one point, there was 500 people. I had to control it, though. But
yeah, it was awesome. Thank you, and I owe you a big thank you.
So Sauce was number 2. He's full of shit, is what you're saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But regarding Big Ten again, yes, just because he states a statistical fact correct doesn't mean de facto the implication of what he's using that as is true.
Yeah, I was stating that,
most blacks are conservative in nature. Just because they vote Democrat for socioeconomic reasons doesn't make them a Democrat. They're just voting Democrat. And again, because of Candace Owens and Brexit, that's changing. That's why they need the illegal aliens to.
You understand, Joseph, why I was firing back with him? Yeah, because he was saying right there at the end, I said that's not necessarily true. Mm-hmm. And then he was like kind of rebuttaling back with my one comment saying, I don't care if you have 60 black friends. That's just statistics. I don't care about your fucking statistics because it's not necessarily true. There are just many. Hold on, Joseph. There are just about as many black Republicans as there are black Democrats. That's how he should have worded it. That's why I was getting upset. But
well, again, statistically, based on voting patterns, what he said was correct. And I rail endlessly about twisting of language. He used the correct term. What you were saying about your black friends and I say about mine is indeed anecdotal evidence. But again, those patterns are shifting. Because they are, when you survey them on the issues, they are majority pro-life, conservative. They are pro-family, conservative. So I can state stats too from the surveys. Majority of blacks, statistically, based on surveys, are conservative, though yes, Big Ten, currently they statistically tend to vote Democrat, but that's changing. Context matters. And that's where what you were saying, Michael, comes in. You were trying to provide context. So again, principles, not personalities. Hell, you heard me defend the biggest idiot on the planet, Whoopi Goldberg.
You got some balls doing that.
One thing that was right.
Yeah,
but that's where it ends. If
you
you're
got
right,
some
you're
balls. Right. Dr. Bob from Static would say, Joseph with the balls over it. I think he even called you Joseph Balls Leonard yesterday, or the other day. Yeah, that was funny. But
that's why you gave me the segment, Truth and Consequences.
Yeah,
Truth
sometimes we're not
true.
always going to agree, but we have to respect it somewhat. To an extent.
Facts are facts, and we acknowledge them here. But yes, Michael, I understand where you were coming from, and you were not wrong. You were both in the right in some respect.
Well, I had to shut him down and remove and block him from the panel because Sas is right. If the algorithms, if you have people spitting that, Twitter, the people behind that will shut that space down. And they will cancel out everyone's voice. So we don't want that. We just want to cancel out the stuff that doesn't need to be said.
But we'll see how tonight goes, though. We'll see how tonight goes.
It's going to be fired, Sauce, isn't it?
It is.
I got to play producer Michael again. Do I have to do that?
Hey, you're my co-host.
Hopefully you won't shit number 2 again.
I hope not. I'd rather piss number 1.
I was surprised that Sauce was probably surprised all those people he got in.
I know. I was actually blown away. I was like, man, I can't believe that we were. I did not know that's how you grow your content, though. That's the whole thing I'm finding out about MySpace is that you really push your podcasting out. Yeah, promotion
and marketing. Exactly.
Sauce, I'm still waiting for a thank you because I was playing.
Published.
Michael, I did say thank you. I did say thank you.
No, I was doing all this, Joseph, as I'm driving, paying attention to
GPS. He is talented.
I'm driving from Orlando down to fucking Miami here. And I'm doing all this while I'm looking at the fucking driving, holding one arm like this, holding the cell phone.
Superman. You're Superman.
Joseph, listen, hold on, Sauce. Going back, I'm holding the steering wheel, holding the cell phone in one arm, right? Going with one finger, going back from muting one guy, giving a mic to another guy, muting one guy, going. That's hard shit, man.
Yeah, Sauce, you need to read my chapter on marketing in How to Write a Book and Get It Published. I'm going to have to give up my disdain for Twitter snowflakes and do a Twitter space too eventually because I discussed in that book, you cannot pass on opportunity for free promotion, right?
Yeah. Joseph, we'll give you an invite to the author's account, and you're going to have to come in, okay? And you're going to have to rebuttal some people because there are probably going to be some trolls again and again, and you're going to love it. I think Joseph will be on fire, probably. He always is. He's going to have fun. It's like a little playground for Joseph. He can, fire back at people and say, you're fucking wrong,
Yeah.
Well, I can't be a hypocrite. You're giving me a chance now to promote and plug in How to Write a Book and Get it published.
I need water.
That's a trick. That's a trick. That's a technique. In marketing, I discussed that. Social media, you cannot pass on free media. I mean, why would you? And yet, here I'm talking about Twitter Space. I'm going to have to come in there.
You're going to have to, Joseph.
Yeah.
You're gonna, and hold that thought, guys. I want to say thank you to this hotel for not complaining. I'm sure I've been loud. They can't hear you guys. Thank God I'm wearing fucking headphones. And Shaky was like, should we bring the headphones? I'm like, oh, yeah, because Joseph sometimes he yells and Sauce maybe, I don't know. But, yeah, definitely the headphones are helping because I'm sure some of the guests in the next rooms are, would complain. But I want to thank the hotel here for not, calling the little telephone in the room saying, excuse me, sir, can you keep it down a little bit? And I want to thank this portable wall that we have up here because is it keeping the echoing down? Because there's echoes in hotel rooms. Yeah. So
you would have really had to apologize to the hotel if Layla would have come in because people would have literally heard Sauce turning red.
Well, what about you? You're talking about getting hard in the pants.
Yeah. Hey, I'm not turning red. I'm having fun joking about it. You were the one that got a little embarrassed that one
Joseph,
time.
you and I almost had a heart attack. The one bitch she said the other day. Oh boy, she was getting into some racy stuff, man. Oh my God.
Oh, was she a freak in the sheets?
Yes,
I think she probably is.
Yes.
Again, I'm personally somewhat traditional Christian single white male or straight white male-ish, but that doesn't mean I can't laugh and joke and
she has borders though,
have fun
Sauce.
with it. Oh yeah, she won't gangbang. She draws strange dick. You don't want strange dick.
Strange dick. I was about to ask. Now that you say strange dick, I was going to ask her like, is it strange dick? You don't like Incredible Hulk, or you don't like characters like that? That would be strange dick, right?
And you may have missed it. Dr. Bob said, well, how long do I have to interview before my dick is no longer strange, right? It's a legitimate question.
Yeah.
We didn't think of it. We should have thought of that.
While Dr. Bob was licking his microphone, you got to go back to that one. He's like,
we're tying a bunch of episodes together here now.
Yeah, that's good. Cross promotion. You got to love it.
Yeah, this is exactly why, and I say it over and over. You cannot miss an episode of Savaged Unfiltered. Some of it, may get a little
dry,
PG-13 with the language. Some of it might get a little X or NC-17.
Put the kiddies in the other room while you're listening to the show. Yeah, definitely.
But there's a point and purpose to all of it, and you need to hear every minute of it.
Yep.
Yeah. But we're gonna have some fun tonight, guys. We're gonna close it up here in 2-3 minutes. We're gonna have really awesome time, guys. I have one more night here in Miami. I was supposed to leave this afternoon, but I'm gonna leave tomorrow morning in Miami.
Give our regards to Gloria Estefan and the Miami Sound Machine while you're there.
Yeah. I worked with some big names this morning. I can plug some. I can't plug the title because it's still in production. I'll plug the movie after it's done. I'm allowed to do that, but I can't plug while it's in production.
Right.
Because then what they do is they are allowed to literally cancel me off of any future projects then.
Yeah.
Because then I'm leaking. I'm leaking, Joseph, right?
Right. You're leaking. It could potentially be giving spoilers. Plus, look what happened with the Rush set. You don't know what might happen. A production could get canceled and never come out. So you don't want to be talking about, giving away a name of a movie. And a movie may be, like I talk about in How to Write a Book and Get It Published. You're working with a working title. It may not be the finished product title.
Yeah. But I want to say thank you to Eddie Murphy this morning. Thank you very much. It was great working with you. So thank you very much. Got to work with Eddie. Eddie's he's a bundle of joy, Joseph. He really is.
Well,
man.
You can't say it, but I can. I hope you're talking about Beverly Hills Cop 4. I am so looking forward to that. You can't confirm or deny. Don't shake your head. Don't make a smirk. But I hope that's what it is.
Did you see that, Joseph?
You're smirking.
It's Beverly 4.
Yeah.
Maybe it is. Maybe it isn't. Who knows?
No, it is. It is Beverly 4.
I've been saying for decades they need to do another one of those. So many movies they do.
Hold that, Joseph. Hold that thought. Hold that. Yeah, hold that thought. Maybe it is. Maybe it isn't.
Hey, they should redo Rocky 4. They should make a modernized Rocky 4. I wouldn't mind having that.
I think they're done with the Rockies. I think they want to start making chapters of Creed. If you notice, Creed 3 is coming out.
Yeah. They could say Rocky got resurrected.
No, they can't do Rockies anymore. If you notice, Rocky Balboa did this, the character Rocky Balboa, but the actor Sylvester Stallone. If you notice in the last one, Joseph and Sas, they screwed up on the plot with that. I don't know if you heard that notification. I'm getting a notification on my phone. I forgot to silence it, but by the way, anyway. But if you notice in the last Rocky, when he fought that gentleman, I think it was like Rocky, was it 6 or something before they did the first Creed movie? They killed off Adrian. And I think by killing off Adrian, that's why he started going to the Creeds, because what can you do now? They showed that Paulie was dead. Paulie died from cancer. And then they shown that that Adrian died from cancer. So how much more can you bring to the story of Rocky? I think Rocky pretty much died in Rocky 6.
Yeah, you could put Rocky in a EA Sports video game, but we better wrap it up, Mike, because you're starting to echo now for some reason.
Yeah.
Oh, now it stopped.
Yeah. Well.
All righty. Well, I'm gonna have to sign out. So I will see you tonight. Join the Sauce Report MySpace tonight. I'm very excited. It's going to be fun and interactive. And don't forget to tune in on the Sauce Report. You're welcome to give me a follow on Spotify, iHeart, and we'll see what happens. Don't also forget to follow me on Twitter, where it's always active, and TikTok. May you God bless, and remember, God loves you, and I'll meet you at the finish line.
All right, Sauce, send me that invite later, buddy.
I already did.
Follow Sauce on Twitter. He's number 2.
Number 2, God. All right, guys. Yeah. All right, Joseph. We're about to wrap it up. Thanks very much, guys, for tuning in today's show about the objects in the sky and the liberal crazies from Twitter, and we got into all types of stuff, guys.
Yeah.
Remember,
and it was like the Gutfeld show, too. There was a lot of poop jokes.
A lot of poop jokes, yeah.
Greg Gutfeld. Hat tip to Greg Gutfeld.
Yeah. Oh, God. Guys, remember, keep it savage, and we'll catch you later.